Hello, lovely magical people. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my class. I am Goddess Ifasheye, and tonight we are going to speak about shadow work. So get your notepad out, get your pen out, whatever you need. Get you some tea, get you some water, whatever you may need right now to get comfortable, because we're gonna get right into it. So at this time, this is like a really vital time in life for people to start going within themselves so that they can pretty much evolve on a soul level. So it's time for everyone to ascend higher and create your reality. On earth, we have the ability as human beings to create our reality through our thoughts, and that is so magical. And a lot of people are having issues and problems with healing right now because they don't want to accept their true selves, their shadow side. So tonight we're gonna dive right into it, and we are going to talk about shadow work and some ways that we can start working on our shadow so that we can live our best lives and create the reality that is for us on a soul level. So, okay, what is the shadow? So let's just say this first. The shadow is the only way to ascend higher. You have to face your dark side. So the shadow is parts and aspects of yourself that is hidden, that we attract from a past life or we pick up from our childhood, from our parents or other people identifying us before we identify ourselves. The unconsciousness or disowned part of our personality. When our parents or family projects their emotions, beliefs onto us, we usually repress and suppress parts of ourselves so that it's not expressed. So with that being said, here is an example. When I was a child, I was very sensitive, I was very emotional. Like, I am a empath, so I usually feel other people's emotions as well as my own on like a very deep level of feeling, pretty much. So whenever my mom would yell at me, or if I felt like my dad was upset with me, it would trigger me and I would cry. And my mama would always say, like, she would yell, like, here's an example, like, she would be like, why are you always crying over anything? Like, why are you crying? I only said something to you. But somehow, some way, I'm just like crying and pouring down with tears, and I cannot hold it back. And it's like I'm pretty much in a situation where I feel like I'm being shamed for crying or releasing my emotions, or expressing myself pretty much in an emotional way. So this also happens with a lot of boys when they are younger. They cry or they whine, and it's like their dad or their mom is like, why are you always crying like a girl? What's wrong with you? Like, stop crying so much. Not knowing that that is pretty much closing off their heart space. So what I would do is I would try my best not to cry and not to express myself and my emotions, because I felt like it was wrong. And it's not wrong for us to express ourselves. It just means that we are more sensitive and we feel more deeply on an emotional level. We're very sensitive to our emotions and we have very heightened emotions. So with me having a Cancer moon, our moon side of astrology is pretty much our dark side, our shadow side. So it's the part that we don't reveal to others, but we hold it within ourselves. So your shadow is pretty much any parts you don't see, acknowledge, or accept within yourself. So that's what I was doing growing up pretty much in time. I was suppressing and repressing my emotions because I felt like it was wrong to cry or to be too emotional, and I would kind of beat myself up about it. I would be like, why are you crying? Like, what is wrong with you? There's nothing even wrong with you. Like, why are you crying? When deep down inside it's something that triggered my emotions or hurt my feelings, or something that I felt like I wasn't being understood. Pretty much I wasn't being understood or heard, so I felt like I couldn't express myself, and I was holding it in, which only makes matters worse when it comes to your shadow, because we want to keep our shadow smaller rather than making it bigger, because the more we suppress and repress things within us, we are not expressing it, and it's making us, like, have you ever seen a person who holds so much in, but when they get really upset or angry, it comes out in a very bad way? Like, yeah, like, where did that come from? They was holding it in all that time. So that's why we gotta let it go, because otherwise we'll be overly frustrated and we'll take it out on ourselves, others, our children, our friends, family, co-workers, whoever the case may be. We'll take it out on anybody, our pets. So it's very vital to release. 1 second. I need my water. Hey, do you want to give me my water? It's right there. Thank you. Okay, and we are back. Just let me take some of this water down. Okay, so like I said earlier, the only way to ascend higher and to evolve and grow in life is to face our shadow side. So that's through our chakras. You have chakras from your root all the way up to your crown, 7 of them. So you have to pretty much raise your vibration at each chakra, from the root all the way up to the crown. Transmute the energy from dark to light. So the shadow is negative and positive. A lot of people like to look at the shadow like it's all of the bad parts of ourselves, but we also have hidden gifts and talents, treasures that are pushed into the shadow by fear. So the reason it's negative and positive is because there is pretty much negative and positive through every aspect of life. What I'm basically trying to say is we have hidden parts of ourselves that we push away because people tend to tell us who we are and what we should be. And when they do that, it kind of brings up some type of insecurity within ourselves when it comes to us being authentic, because it's like, well, I like to dance and be sensual and beautiful. And some girls would always tell me, like, oh my God, you're so girly. Like, and I used to be like, well, is it bad for me to be girly? I mean, I thought girls were supposed to be girls. But, and then I would try to hide those parts of myself. Like, I would be like, oh, I don't like pink because it's too girly. Or, yeah, I'm a girl, but I'm not like a girly girl that'll be like, oh my God, I broke a nail, which I really was that type of girl, but I didn't want to say I was that type of girl because people would judge me. And so sometimes when we are judged by other people, we tend to suppressed parts of ourselves that is actually very beautiful, and it makes up who we are as a person. It makes us whole. And we don't want to express it because we are too afraid of being judged and what others will say and how they will view us. When that shouldn't even matter in the first place. You should always be exactly who you are, because that is the only way that you can fulfill your purpose here and your mission here on earth and attract what is truly for you, is by loving every single part of yourself, accepting yourself. So, until you become aware and acknowledge the shadow, it will affect everything on the outside of you, like your behaviors and life experiences. The shadow takes over when you are triggered and has potential to destroy relationships. Like attracts like, so your shadow will attract all kinds of drama and painful experiences if it is not worked on. What is on the inside will manifest on the outside into your reality. So, for example, if you are naturally a person who nags, you're going to attract people who nag. If you are a person who is very jealous-hearted, you will attract jealous-hearted people. Because whatever you are on the inside is what you are going to attract on the outside. So that's why it's so vital for us to face our shadow and to know when these triggers come up so that we can transmute the energy and change it to something light. So, how to spot the shadow? For one, it's very vital to become aware of what your triggers are and what your shadow is, because if you don't know what your shadow is, how can you even work on it or try to fix anything about it or try to evolve or ascend higher if you don't even know what it is that is blocking you or stopping you from growing and evolving? So this comes with becoming aware and taking accountability for who you are and all of your actions. So, how to spot the shadow? Projection. Pay attention to how you outwardly project out into the world and onto others. What you feel about someone else is what you feel about yourself. So let me read that again. What you feel about someone else is what you feel about yourself. Example. Okay? So, if you dislike a person because they are always messy or gossiping and it triggers you in a bad way, maybe it's something inside of you that is still holding on to something that matches that mirrors that. So maybe you are messy, but you are attracting that same type of person because that's what you are. Or projection. Pay attention to what you are putting out into the world. If you are always talking about somebody else's business and then you get mad when somebody do it to you, that's pretty much the universe giving you back what you put out. So be aware at all times of your own energy and what you are feeding into and what you are putting out, because exactly what you put out is exactly what you're going to get back, because the universe is a boomerang. It's like a rubber band. You're throwing it out there, it's going to bounce right back. Sometimes it can come flying right back. Or maybe, what is another example I can use besides a rubber band? A boomerang, like I said, what you put out is exactly what you're going to get back. So be aware at all times of your own actions and what you are putting out so that you can know when it is something that you need to change within you, because you wouldn't even get mad or upset about it if it wasn't something in you that mirrored that same thing. So be aware. So yeah, because otherwise you wouldn't even begin upset if it wasn't somewhere inside of you. You wouldn't even allow outside things to irritate you or annoy you. So you have to be careful of the energy that you are projecting out to others, because you're gonna get it right back. It's like a child in school. Like if they push somebody down and then somebody pushed them down and they ready to go tell the teacher, it's like, okay, the universe is giving you what you just put out. That's why I always tell my kids, my sons, be careful of the things that you are doing to other children, or people, because whatever you put out, you're gonna get right back. If you put your hands on somebody, expect for somebody else to do the same thing to you. If you bullying somebody, expect for somebody to bully you. Like, you have to be aware of what you are projecting outward into the world and onto other people. Sometimes our family members or friends or anybody, when they are going through things internally, fighting their own shadow, they tend to bleed onto other people, because the shadow is trauma, pretty much. So this is like, they're so bothered and upset on the inside, and they're like, hey, you want to go here? But when you go here with them, it's nothing but like a lot of drama and playing victim, and acting like they're not the issue when they know that they are the issue. If you two pretty much like got into it over something so small, like say for instance they came to the car and they was gonna pump gas, but they went in and paid and expected for you to get out and pump the gas, but you was just sitting there all alone because, I don't know, maybe you was minding your own business just on your phone or something. They come out and they're like, so you're not gonna get out the car and pump the gas for me? Like, what's wrong with you? What type of person are you? That's pretty much like projection. It's like, okay, excuse me, sir, you could have just asked, could I pump the gas? Or ma'am, you could have just asked, hey, I'm gonna go in and pay. Do you mind pumping the gas so you can make the process a little quicker for us? Whatever the case may be. But a lot of times people bleed onto other people because they haven't healed the trauma that is within themselves. And then they take it into relationship after relationship, with their romantic partners, with their co-workers, with family members, with their children. People just project and bleed onto other people, and that's just not healthy, and it's not good, and it's very toxic. You don't want to go around bleeding on everybody. That's nasty. So next we have emotional triggers. Pay attention to what triggers you. Your triggers will show you your wounds and shadow self, your reactions. So let me read it again. Pay attention to what triggers you. Your triggers will show you your wounds and shadow self, your reactions. So, for example, say for instance, sometimes I'm not really good at giving examples, but here's an example. So say that you are laying in the bed and you're just scrolling on your phone, and your partner is a very insecure person, and every time you scroll on your phone, they get upset, they get all mad, they start acting very immature and selfish, and acting like it's the end of the world, and like they feel like you're cheating on them, or every time you get on your phone they feel like you don't give them attention. So those are signs of someone being triggered, because either they have abandonment issues, either they're just immature, either they are very insecure within themselves and they just feel like they're not worthy. So they get upset with you every single time, which is manipulation, which is not good. That's why it's very vital to heal, because this could end very badly. Like in these relationships, a lot of people are dying and getting killed, killing themselves. Like it's just so much going on in relationships in these days, because people are just getting into relationships with people without even healing themselves on a soul level. So it's like everything that they have experienced as a child, they are taking it on with them into their life, into their relationships. So it puts you in this place to where you feel like, I'm not even doing anything wrong. Like, what's wrong with this person? Am I on my phone too much? No. Those are signs of emotional triggers, because they have not healed parts of themselves when it comes to their emotions. We came here to manipulate the energies and to master our emotions. So a lot of people are not emotionally stable in their lives because they haven't healed or started the healing journey at all. They haven't started any type of shadow work, and they don't know where to start. A lot of people don't even know that they have a shadow. So that's why it is so important to start healing yourself. It's time. It's no more excuses. Like, most people are just getting older and they are not maturing at all on a soul level, which is okay to keep your inner child, but at the same time, we have to evolve past certain levels mentally and physically and spiritually and emotionally and financially. So in order for us to have all of this in balance, we have to face our shadow, and we have to evolve, we have to grow so that we can become whole and balanced within ourselves and in our lives. Uh-oh, I'm just knocking stuff over. So, if you get triggered and when you get triggered, because you will get triggered, I didn't mean to say if. Ask yourself, why are you feeling the emotions that you are feeling? Catch your emotional triggers before you act out from your shadow, because it grows bigger each time you feed it. So that's what I was speaking about earlier. The more that you suppress these emotions and you ignore them, you feed the shadow side with more trauma. You give it more attention, you focus on it more rather than releasing it and letting it go. It's time to release and let go. It's time to go within and face the shadow. Okay? Because we don't want to feed it. We want to nurture it. We want to love it. We want to give it compassion. We want to give it, healthy emotions. It's time for us to release the past, the burdens, because some of this stuff is generational and it didn't even come from you. It came from, like I said, past lives and probably from your ancestors. So it's time now. This is the age of Aquarius. It's time for everybody to embrace the truth, accept the truth of who you are so that you can move forward on your journey and evolve to the next level spiritually. We are all souls down here experiencing life as human beings, and in order for us to move forward to the next level, we have to evolve and ascend on a higher level, on a spiritual level. So something you need to pay attention to is your patterns. Pay attention to repeating patterns and experiences in your life. So this is my example. In my relationships, I would kind of lose myself in who I was, like, authentically. I would begin to be controlled by my partners, and I would care about what they thought about me and what they said over what I felt about myself. And you don't need anybody to validate you. I didn't need anybody to validate me. It's just that in those times I was still operating in my lower self. I hadn't evolved yet spiritually enough to see that the problem was me. It was me accepting me for who I was and embracing all that I was so that I can move forward gracefully and effortlessly on my path in peace and love and happiness and joy. And it was all in order for me to accept my shadow and utilize my natural talents and gifts that I was keeping away from the world because I was too afraid to use them because of people's opinions and the way that they were going to judge me and what they were going to say about me. But all of that doesn't even matter at the end of the day. What matters is you being who you are authentically and on a soul level and being beautiful, being you to the fullest. Like that's all that matters. At the end of the day, I realized that I kept attracting the same type of men because there were parts of me that I have not healed yet. There were mother issues that I hadn't healed yet. You know, there were father issues that I hadn't taken care of either. So I had to heal all of those parts within myself. We have a mother, we have a father, and a child within ourselves: the sun, the moon, and the star. You are all three of those: the Holy Trinity, the triangle within yourself, your consciousness, mind, body, and spirit. I had to get into alignment with all three in order to face my dark side, in order to raise my vibration and ascend higher mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. So pay attention to the cycles and the repetitive routines in your life when it comes to what you are doing in your relationships, because that's what most of us suffer from. We continue the same cycles and wonder why we cannot find love. If I had not healed my shadow side, I wouldn't even be with my husband right now, like my twin flame. I wouldn't even have found, well, I attracted, but still, I wouldn't even be with my divine partner if I hadn't healed these parts of myself. And those relationships were only teaching me lessons about myself and who I truly was on a soul level. And all it took was for me to accept the parts of me that I was always keeping away from the world, my sensitivity, my beauty, because everywhere I went, people judged me for being beautiful. They said that I thought I was all of that. They said that I was conceited. They said that I was all of these things, but I was never any of those things. And I was accepting it. I was inviting it into my world, into my universe. And whatever we focus on it and invite into our universe and believe, that's what we're going to receive in return. So I had to let go of those thoughts of what other people said about me and the way that they identified me, and I had to identify myself. I had to realize who I was on a soul level and not allow any of these people to tell me who I need to be and what I was supposed to be, like, because I was none of those things. The only people that told me things about myself that were actually true were strangers. It was never people that was close to me, like in my relationships or my family. They would never tell me because they didn't want me to see my greatness. But hello, I'm shining all of my light now, and it feels so beautiful. And I want everybody to shine their light. Like, be the fuck you. It's time for you to illuminate yourself. It's time for you to love every single part of you, dark and light, because we are both. We come from the darkness to get to light. We are literally made up of everything that a star is made up of. If you go outside at night and look into the darkness, what are you going to see? Stars. Stars shine in the dark, okay? Stars shine in the dark. The only reason that we have light on this planet is because of the sun and the moon and the stars. If we didn't have any of those things, it would be complete darkness. So get comfortable in your darkness. Be grateful for your darkness, because that is who you truly are on a soul level, not what anyone has told you to be or told you who you were. You know who you are on the inside, and no one can validate that but you. You have to accept you for who you are, embrace you for who you are. So next we have introspection, spotting the shadow before it acts out. So I am a daughter of Oshun, and I also create mirrors for shadow work. Mirrors are portals to the spiritual realm. So something that I have done along my spiritual journey and all my life, honestly, was stare into the mirror. I remember one time so vividly, I was in high school and I was staring into the mirror. When I was staring into the mirror, I got scared of myself. I was like, who are you? What the fuck are you? I was staring into my soul. I was staring into who I truly was. And it was almost like frightening. But we have to do that, because when we do that, we come to realization. We start to remember who we truly are on a soul level and what we came here to do. So it's time. People are too afraid to look in the mirror. They don't want to see the truth. They don't want to see who they truly are, because they don't want to accept it and take accountability for all of the actions that they have been committing. Like, we have free will here. We have choices and decisions that we can make on our own as human beings, and that's what makes us so magical and so intelligent. Like, we can make and create our reality. Like, that's magic in itself right there. Like, literally abracadabra right there. You can say, you can think, you can feel what you want to attract. So why not speak good things into your body, your mind, and your spirit? Say, I am not that person who they told me I was. I don't have to be that person who they told me I needed to be. I can be exactly who I want to be. I can blaze this trail how I want to blaze this trail. This is my life path. I can do what I want to do. And it's okay, because I'm going to be the best at what is for me. I'm going to be the best, because it's impossible for me not to be the best if it was already destined and written before I got here. It's already written in the stars. All you have to do is remember and accept who you are and allow the path to unfold right before your eyes. Ashe. Introspection is going within yourself. It is self-reflecting. It's you looking in the mirror saying, who am I? What am I? What did I come here to do? And it's okay if tears might come up. It's okay if you might get frightened at first, but continue to do it. Build strength, build courage within yourself. Release the power of fear. Release the power of fear. It's okay, it's safe. It's safe for you to release the power of fear and know that all is going to work out for you, because the universe is you. You are the universe. The universe naturally wants to give you what you deserve. So, here's something you can start by doing. You can journal. So what you're going to journal is, what parts of me do I not like? Question mark. What parts of you do you judge? Question mark. What parts of you do you fear? Question mark. And you will be presented with parts and aspects of your shadow. So by you doing this, you are asking yourself questions about you. All of the answers are already within us naturally. We are a book in ourselves. Like, we are naturally our own. Like, we have intelligence within us. We have divine guidance. We have divine support. Anything you need, go within yourself. The answers are within. Yes, I can show you, I can guide you, but I can't tell you what is for you. I can't give you your purpose. I can't tell you what your job is here, but you know your job. All you have to do is close your eyes or look in that mirror and listen. Be aware. Be aware and pay attention. Listen. Be in the moment, and you will get all of your answers, I promise. It's exactly the way I did it. I was in my room for hours of the day just looking in the mirror, talking to myself, speaking affirmations over myself. People probably thought I was crazy as hell. Oh well. So, shining light on the shadow and illuminating the shadow is what you need to be doing. Like I said earlier, it's time for you to shine your light. It's time for you to illuminate yourself. Accept every part and aspect of yourself. You want the shadow small. The bigger the shadow, the more you feed energy into it and the more it grows. You want to accept yourself in all that you are. Love your shadow and bring it closer. Observe without judgment. Let go of the inner critic. Judgment is a form of non-acceptance. That's not self-love. Don't criticize yourself. Don't speak bad to yourself. Don't say, you're so dumb, you're so stupid. How could you? Why would you think that? Don't talk to yourself like that. That's not self-love. You not healing your shadow is not self-love. You not accepting yourself and taking accountability for your actions is not self-love. Being toxic is not self-love. I know that they put that out there for a lot of people these days, like in the industry and the music and on TV, like they make it seem like it's trendy or cute to be toxic. Nothing about it is cute. It's not attractive. And you can't attract anything that you truly desire and deserve on a soul level. If you are constantly operating in lower vibrations, that's hell. You want to get to heaven. You want to evolve higher and higher and higher, up to your crown, up to God, your higher self. So realize that you are beautiful and you are only human. Release and let go with light, love, and acceptance. Forgiveness. Forgive yourself for all of the times that, you suppressed your emotions and your feelings. You can do meditations. You can do plenty of things to evolve. So how to start and heal your shadow? You can look into aspects of your birth chart. If you are not into astrology or past life review, you can do things like meditation. You can do womb healing. You can do a childhood review. So you can go back into your childhood and you can ask yourself questions like, was I accepted? Or what was accepted of me? What behaviors and emotions were judged by my parents? You can ask yourself these questions because our parents are pretty much our first bullies sometimes. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, my mom was not this, or my dad was not this. Well, everybody's family was not perfect. Maybe your shadow side came from siblings or from someone else down the line in your family. But we have definitely all been identified by other people and believe what these people have said about us. We don't have to believe those things anymore or any longer. It's time to heal. It's time to move past that. It's time to truly know who you are and identify yourself and move forward on your path to positive change in your life. You don't want to continue holding on to things that doesn't serve you. Emotional baggage. Pack light. Like Erykah Badu said, bag lady. She was holding on to too many things within herself. Trauma. It's no telling what it could have been. It could have been sexual abuse. It could have been emotional, mental abuse. It could have been physical abuse. Whatever it is, it's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. It's probably abandonment. I don't know what it is. It's probably a lot of fear that was instilled into you as a child. Poverty mindset. Whatever it is, it's time for you to release it and know that you are worthy, know that you are great, and that you can attract anything that you desire with effort and ease just by accepting and loving you, doing self-reflection work, introspection. It's all on you. And by doing this, you can invite your ancestors in. I know a lot of people may not pray to their ancestors, but we all have ancestors. We all have people who are willing to protect us and watch over us. We just got to call out and speak to these energies and say, hey, I need help. We have a spiritual team with us. We have spirit guides. We have guardian angels with us from the time that we are born. We have people assigned to us. Ask these energies to bring light through to you. And set intentions with everything that you do. When you wake up, you say, this is going to be a good day for me. I am grateful to be healing now. I am grateful to be facing my shadow. I am grateful to be releasing these burdens of my past and the traumas that were passed on to me. I am ready to release. I am ready to heal. I am ready to be free and let go. I really hope that I touched on everything when it comes to shadow work. But yeah, shadow work is pretty much just you raising your vibration through your chakra system. If you don't know what chakras are, look into chakras. It's energy fields within us. It's the planets. The planets are within us and they are the chakras. Church, the real church. Go to church. Go within yourself. Raise your vibration. Get out of survival. Okay? It's time to accept yourself, love yourself with compassion, and release this trauma and accept your shadow for all that it is, and embrace every part and aspect of yourself and glow, honey. Glow, glow, glow. It's time to glow up. It's time to reinvent yourself. It's time to experience life with beauty. It's time. It's time. It's time to experience magic in life. It's time. Every time we have a full moon, we are releasing. Every time we have a new moon, we are having a new beginning, setting new intentions. During the new moon, you need to be setting new intentions on who you want to become and who you see yourself being. When the full moon get here, you need to be grateful that those seeds were planted and that they're about to sprout and grow. You need to be releasing and making room for your manifestations to come in. Work on opening your heart chakra. Open your heart. Accept yourself. Love yourself with love and compassion and forgiveness, unconditional love. And know that you are worthy of everything that you want to attract, because whatever you believe to be true within your mind, within your subconscious mind, is what you're going to create into your reality. So let's start to heal so that we can attract better relationships into our lives, better experiences, peace, happiness, love, and joy, magic, the true magic of life. We are light and dark. We are yin and yang. We have masculine, we have feminine energy. It's time to become whole within yourself and accept all of these parts of yourself. Heal the inner child, heal the teenager, heal the adults, evolve, master yourself. Become one with yourself and God within you. God is within all of us. Become one. We are all one. Become one with the universe. I hope that this video found you at the perfect time, and I hope that I touched on everything and opened your eyes to facing your shadow and becoming the best version of yourself in this lifetime, so that you don't have to do it next lifetime. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining my channel tonight, for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I love everybody out there, and I am sending so much love and joy and beauty out into the world, because that is my purpose and that is what I came here to do. And now that I found those things within myself, I can share it with you all. Until next time, I'm going to be signing out. If this helped you in some type of way, please let me know. And subscribe so that you can be notified whenever I'm posting another video. Good night.